All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 stories, 7 to 12 minutes, depending on the story. You know, it's a lot of stuff in there, and about a third, I'd say about a third, you'll never see anywhere, unless an officer tells you, like myself. Okay, a lot of backstory stuff, a lot of firecrackers exploding, a lot of ducks and lockers. I mean, all this stuff is pretty cool. You know, they're like him. Guy got shot in the coffee room. We covered it up. Ooh, still think about that. Anyway, so enjoy them. They're all my babies. Now we're going to question and answers. People are sending me in questions. If you want to send me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Here's another question.
Do you have any experiences with dead bodies?
Oh boy, I got a lot of them. I got at least a half a dozen. I'll give you one right now. This is probably the funniest one. I shouldn't say funny because it involves a dead person, but it's funny. I'm sorry, okay? Some of you guys out there, if you watch my videos, you're obviously like police stories and stuff. You'll think it's pretty cool. And some of you that don't like it, then don't watch, okay? Anyway, here it is. Here's the situation. I have about 2 years on. I got a new wife, got a baby. She's pregnant, okay? And so I'm looking at a future career, another 18 years. Ultimately, I served another 28 years or whatever. But anyway, or more, 32 years. But, you know, I'm looking at the future. This is my future. And you know, and I was told, and I learned real fast, that we get sued a lot. Police officers get sued a lot. They're not really suing us because we're witnesses and we did something to someone that's a policy. They're suing the department and the policy and the city. That's where they want to get their money. That's where the money is, okay? We have insurance. It covers us and all that stuff. So anyway, so you don't want to be sued, okay? I got a point here as it goes on, okay? What happened here? So we're working patrol. You know, we didn't have any cages in those days in the back. You had to ride in the back seat with the suspect. We get a call. There was a motor officer who were covering a traffic accident, and they wanted us to transport a body for them because obviously they can't transport in their motorcycles, and he's drunk. Okay, so we pull up, and these huge motor cops, and we walk up, and you know, there's a guy sitting at the curb. He's handcuffed, and he's a big guy, big fella. He's probably about 310. Nice big Mexican guy. He said, "Hey, how's it going? How are you?" And I'm fine. We're talking away. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the handcuffs off, and I put my handcuffs on. Okay, so we exchange handcuffs. He's fine. We get up. He gets up, and he said, "We'll meet you." The motor officer, "We'll meet you at the jail." I said, "Okay, sounds good." So we put him in the back seat. I'm the passenger, so I sit behind my partner, and he's over here, and we're taking off. I got a little card we fill out, name, all the stats on him. So what's your name? Okay, I get done with it, and he says, "Now it's a matter of, I don't know, maybe 7-8 minutes to get to the jail. We're just going regular street driving to the downtown." He goes, "Can I take a nap?" I said, "Oh, go ahead." Because I figured, hey, he's drunk. You know, he wants to sleep. That's fine. So he's over there against the corner, sound asleep. Okay, so I'm looking over. All right. So we're talking about what we're going to do after this, and basically important stuff like what we're going to eat. You know, so what cops do. You know, we're just shooting the breeze. Down we go. Oh, okay. Little things become big things. Okay, here's one of them. Pull into the back of the jail. Okay, and you pull in the jail, there's all kinds of parking places, and there's a ramp that goes up to the jail, and there's boxes where you lock your gun, because you can't go in the jail with a gun, and you press a buzzer, and you wave at him in uniform, and the guy right over here inside lets you in. You go in with your suspect, and there's all kinds of benches in there. There's a dispensary over here with a doctor and a nurse, in case you ever bring somebody in there, you know, to be looked at. Okay, so we walk up. So anyway, we pull up, and I get out, I walk around, open the door. "Come on, let's go." I don't remember what his name was. "Come on, we gotta go. Come on, let's go. Come on." O.S. Nothing. Lean over. I'm trying to get on the wrist. I can't get down there. I do it again. "Partner, there's nothing." "What?" So now I take off, okay? Run up the ramp, put my gun away. Bzz, 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 you know, I wave at the guy, you know, they're not in any hurry in there. They don't know what's going on. So bzz, let me in. I go in. I'm like, I think of it now, I'm sure I was pretty clear then, but I was like, you know, that's probably what I sounded like, okay? What I did say was, there's a doctor sitting there and a nurse, male nurse. "Doc, brought a guy in for motors. He's not breathing. I can't find a pulse. I think he's dead. I don't know what's going on. You got to come out here and help me. Come on, you got to go." He goes, "Thank you, officer." This is the doctor, okay? I think he probably graduated 247 out of 248. I don't know. I'm like this, you know. It's coffee. Stands up. This is the speed he's going. He tells the nurse, "You might want to come, bring a stethoscope." Okay. So he gets a stethoscope, you know. "Doctor." And I felt like, I don't know how you describe this. I felt like he's walking, and I felt like I was all around him. You know, like, let's go. You know, he's just walking along like he's having a stroll in the park. So he walks out, they buzz him out. I'm like, hey, he's right down there. That car right there. My partner's going, hey. So he walks down. I mean, here's the speed. Come on, Doc! I'm yelling here, but so he finally gets down there, hands the coffee to the nurse. The stethoscope comes out. Push him forward, please. On his neck. His coffee. We're standing there. You might want to call your supervisor, officers. This gentleman's dead. Oy vey! Okay, he's in my car. He's got my handcuffs on him. They're going to think I beat this guy or shot him. All these things go through my mind. I got a young wife. I got kids. Okay. I'm going to get sued. I know I am. Okay, so I'm freaking out. So now we're standing there like, oh, this is great, So I go upstairs, and now remember now, I'm a young guy, and I'm looking to see for some nice supervision here, okay? I'm going to learn. I learn a lot. I must have learned from probably 30 supervisors till I made a supervisor rank, maybe more. Only about 7 of them are worth a pinch of monkey poop. The other ones are horrible, okay? You'll learn from the good and you get rid of the bad, okay? So this is one that I heard, I saw, and I just threw away any chance of me being like this supervisor. You try to think that maybe these guys know what they're doing. Been in the department 5 or 7 or 8, 9, 12 years, teaching young guys, training or, supervising young officers. You think, okay, so I go in. Where's the jail supervisor? Yeah. Oh, he's over there. And from one of the stories, when I arrested a clipped mouth guy, there's a supervisor in the jail that makes sure you don't beat guys from the time you get them in the field, when you go by your field supervisor, until you take them to the jail. They want to make sure that no shenanigans are going on, that you beat this guy somewhere. It's a good check and balance. Okay, so I go in there. He's busy. What do you want? I said, well, the doctor just said that we have a dead body in the car. He passed away in the car, and I need to call my supervisor. Can I use your phone? There's only a phone in there. What'd you guys do to him? Instead of saying, go ahead and call, or, hey, you'll be all right, this is good. What'd you guys do to him? You don't even know me. I'm like, what? We didn't touch him. Yeah, whatever. Go ahead and use the phone. Oh my gosh. I go, that's one guy I'm going to discard. So I call my supervisor. Really nice guy. Another fellow Latino. Had other calls with him where a guy was poking me and I had to break his finger, and he wanted to talk to a sergeant, and the sergeant pulls up, he's got a Z behind his name like everybody else there. That didn't work out well for the suspect. But anyway, tell him what happened. Talk about the opposite. He says, you stay there, don't talk to anybody, don't let anybody near the car. I'll be out there as soon as I get there. You're fine, everything's going to be okay. Even if it wasn't going to be okay, tell me it's going to be okay. Lie to me, I can take it. Okay. So about, 8 minutes shows up. Of course, he shows up with my lieutenant. And by that time, the word's out, so the lieutenant from upstairs come down. And now I got a lieutenant from at night, when the chiefs and all the brass are gone, they have an acting chief of police. It's usually from whenever the chief goes off the air, he tells the command, that captain takes over for the remainder of the night until the chief comes back on. He's the acting chief of police. He makes all decisions citywide, usually a captain or above, and he's down there. Okay, he wants to know what's going on. So we're standing there, and they're asking what happened, and I'm telling them the doctors, everybody's there now. We got people all over the place, okay? And they had us put up some yellow tape, which made me nervous because it reminds me of a crime scene. This is not a crime scene, okay? So then we're talking. Internal Affairs shows up, of course, okay? So they're talking. And the motor cops, of course, in the meantime, as I'm coming down the stairs when the doctor's done, that's when the motor cops pull in. They must have stopped and got a burrito or something. And look at us, and I go, what? I said, I walk over, he's dead. What? I said, yeah. They go, what happened? I said, I don't know. And one of them goes, did you guys do anything? I said, no. He's just dead. Better stick around. They have to now. So everybody's there. Okay, so Internal Affairs over here. There's 2 of them over there. There's 2 of them over here. Everybody's walking around. They got this sober look on their faces. Nobody's smiling. At that point, I wasn't smiling. I thought, oh my gosh. Okay, so we're the star witnesses. They separate us, and tell us what's going on. What did you guys do? And basically nothing. Okay, so 6 hours later, okay, we're finally done. The coroner pulls up and takes this poor guy away. Took my handcuffs off his back. Had to use those handcuffs in the future, but grisly stuff. So I get the handcuffs back, and then we're escorted back we followed our sergeant back to the station. So that was our shift. So he goes, hey, don't come to work tomorrow. Just meet me and we're going to talk. Okay, so next day, go to his office, and he's got like, I don't know, 17 years on, and we've got 10 minutes on, and he's explaining the procedures, blah blah, internal affairs. Don't worry about it, because this is a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of moving parts, a lot of supervisors out here, and we're the lowest guy on the pole, lowest two guys on the pole. He says, you're going to get sued. What? You're going to get sued. Don't worry about it. Just relax. There's going to be an inquest, and they'll clear it up. As long as you guys didn't do anything, the coroner's going to look at his body and see if he was beaten or strangled or whatever and it'll tell you that, but it's just procedural. If you didn't do anything, don't sweat it. Well, how can you not sweat it, okay? I didn't even tell my wife about this, because I don't want to do this. You don't want to traumatize, because we don't know what's going to happen, okay? So next couple of days we went off, and, we talked a lot, my partner and I, and basically just said, you know what, we can't control this. We just keep on going. So we just kept on booking bodies, okay? So about 3 weeks go by. It's a coroner's inquest. It's like a trial. Go in there. This had a world famous coroner, Los Angeles had. He testified to the Charlie Manson murders. Very prominent guy. A little bit too much camera in his face, but he knows what he's talking about. So they sued us. We were told we were sued for millions of dollars or whatever, and wrongful death and all this stuff. We beat him and everything else. Okay, so I'm going, oh. So we go to the inquest, and there's cops in there. There's district attorney. There's defense attorneys. Everybody's in there. Cops are over here. Some of the cops from my division are in there, and on this side is his family members. And we walk in, and they know who we are, and we walk in, sit down next to the table up in front, and they're giving us the darts, man, giving us a look, okay, like we killed him, And I looked over there and I can't smile at them, but I'm looking and I'm kind of nodding, and they didn't want nothing to do with me, man. They just, mad dogging me. Great. So good thing I'm armed. I thought we'd jump us in the hallway. Who knows what? Okay, so all the preliminary stuff comes out. I won't bore you with that. So the coroner comes out, gets up there. They ask him, "Did you examine so-and-so?" Yes, I did. Okay. What is the cause of death? Okay, that's the biggest question. That's the the $25,000 pyramid question. What's the cause of death? And basically, this is what he explained in his broken English. Okay, he said that he was driving a car, and the older people in that audience will know this, and my friend will know this, and I'll know this. In those days, older cars did not have a steering column that collapsed on impact. It was a straight column. Okay, they modified that. When did that came out? About the 70s? I'm trying to remember when that came out, when they did that. Maybe the late 60s, something like that, where they fixed the steering column so when you crash, they actually collapse. Why did they do that? Because it drills a hole right here. Okay, so what happened that night is he's a fat man, got in an accident, hit a pole. Apparently, it crushed his ribs and sternum and all this stuff into his chest. Okay, the steering column, because when I didn't see the car, but other people are saying that when they got there, the paramedics had to basically pull him out. They had to cut away some things, and this is before the Jaws of Life. This is when they actually manually had to cut things with bolt cutters and stuff. Since then they have Jaws of Life. They had to actually get him out of there, and it was a hard time getting him out. I didn't know this. So basically, the coroner said that the time they got him out, and he was sitting there, he was slowly bleeding internally. And when I got him in the car, talking to him, because I told him everything had happened, there's no lies here. He was fine, and the coroner indicated that possibly the blood or the restriction of the air or him being drunk caused him to be drowsy and wanted to go to sleep. Because remember, he asked me, and he went to sleep. And he said, and while he was sleeping, he drowned in his own fluids because everything inside was broken. Okay, he drowned. That was it. Just died. Okay. So I'm like, we're all going, and of course they weren't happy, the family. And people standing, that's not right, or it's a cover-up. Why would he cover it up? The coroner is completely separate from the police department. He has nothing to do with the police department. He makes his own opinions. He's hired by the community, not by police departments. Anyway, they didn't like that, and of course when that happens, everything collapses. The lawsuit's gone, everything's, there's no officer beat him with a stick or caused his death. He basically caused his own death. Basically, if you look at it, if you back up, he crashed because he was drunk, and he drove, and that's it. It's over. So they're all pissed off. They left with their attorneys, and they saw their money gone out the window. And then we're sitting around with my supervisor, the good one was there, came over, and we shook hands with the DA and everything, and talk about relief. I thought, oh my gosh, and especially the suing part. I can do the police work, but man, I don't have nothing. We're living in an apartment. I got a 65 Chevy I'm driving. It barely runs. You're going to sue me for what? For my wife and I's $89.50 in my checking account after all our bills are paid. Wow, go ahead, knock yourself out. Anyway, so that was kind of scary. It was funny in the sense that it really wasn't funny. It was just interesting. That all these things happen, and my reaction was interesting, and the doctor's reaction was comical. He didn't care. He just walked down at his own speed, and I thought that was kind of strange. I thought doctors had the Hippocratic Oath, whatever they call it. You know, no, he did, I guess, in slower speed. I don't know. Anyway, so interesting to her. I hope you enjoyed it. I put that on my other side, but you got the longer version of it and a little more detail. So hope you enjoyed that story. We'll see you next time.